Wow. I know you will be making these driving range mistakes because I make them. I see it all the time on the range here at Mottram Hall, and we've just got to avoid them. If you think this is a pivotal part of the year, this is where we make sure our game is good for next year. So creating good habits during your practice is the best way to actually get your game ready for 2022, which actually sounds scary. So 5 quick fixes, 5 things you can't do. Let's get into the video. But before that, how has your season gone this year? Has your handicap gone down, or has your handicap unfortunately gone up? Well, let's see. Let's get into today's video. So, well, I think the first place I want to start with this is just how we create a good range session with how we're sort of standing to the golf ball, because I know for a fact that, well, we get to our range, grab an iron, maybe even a driver, and we just sort of start, well, bashing them away. And we sort of sometimes don't set the tone right. I mean, that wasn't a great shot at all. It was horribly fat. Oh, that was better. Okay, we've got that. Right, okay, we keep hitting. Now, there is, well, 2 things wrong with this first point. One of them being no warm-up at all. And it could be just something simple as just a few movements, a few twists, a few bits of, well, just making stuff feel a bit dynamic. Now, I know sometimes you're probably not going to want to do that at the range, but just do it at home. 5 minutes before you go into the range, just loosen up. But my point with this first part is alignment. Those alignment sticks are not just for show, they are for you to put on the ground and check ball position, check where you're aligning. 99.9% of bad swings come from bad alignment. We compensate. So, just place them on the ground like this. Just pull your alignment sticks from your bag. Pick a target. I like to feel like if you're on a mat that you're sort of going square down the mat. I think it always feels a little bit better. And we're going to place 1 for your feet line. And then we're going to place 1 for your ball position. So you can move this ball position 1 accordingly along depending on what club that you've got. So straight away now I'm aligned to a target. I know what is a good shot, I know what is a bad shot. I don't have a target in mind and sort of think, oh, I'm aiming right and then swinging over. I make sure where I'm aiming is exactly what target I'm picking straight down that range. So you're getting feedback straight away. So number 1 on our list, just make sure we have, well, some good alignment. Do you ever find yourself going through a range session and you just start to swing, well, faster, and then faster, and then faster? I find it can become very much like that during a driving range session. We go out there with the sole intention of working on our game, but it becomes, well, a driver frenzy of trying to absolutely belt this as far as we can. Now, yes, that may be fun, but is that going to improve our golf? We have to think about what we're trying to do. So anytime that you're trying to swing faster with driver, just actually think about, can you hold this to a balanced finish? Nothing wrong with trying to swing faster, but just make sure we're going to be balanced throughout that whole motion. Now, I said at the start, did your golf improve last year or didn't it? Well, getting these facts right now, we can look to each other in 12 months' time and go, you know what, it did, through some good practice. Next on our list is, well, I guess there's no way to put it apart from machine gun practice. So it's like hit. and actually we're like, oh, I'll try this, oh, I'll try that. We don't actually know what we've done in our game. We hit 50 balls in 30 minutes and we're like, yeah, I couldn't tell you how I hit that. We can't have that, right? So we need to get rid of just hit after hit after hit. We have to have a bit of routine, a little bit of consequence, a little bit of something to our practice. So what I suggest for you here is really nice and simple. It's grabbing balls in sets of 5. 3 golf balls where it's going to be a drill, no real consequence, something you're working on either that you've seen online or something that you're working on with your PGA golf professional. Then the final 2 of your 5-ball set, that is going to be made up of 2 golf balls where, this is the key thing, where you pick a target. So you're picking a target, you've now got a bit of consequence, there's now a little bit of meaning to it. So this time next year, you're prepared for the golf course. I should say actually, for the start of the season next year, you're prepared for the golf course. You're not sitting here going, I can't take my range game to the course. You're getting a blend of them both. So number 4 on our list is, well, reaching straight for the big dog. It's a driving range, right? We've got to go straight for the big dog. No, I want you to work through the bag. Now, every single time you go, distinguish to whether you're going to go evens or odds. So you're never just practicing the same clubs. So one session one week you might go all wedges, and then you might go through your odd irons. The next week you go through the same process but choose your even irons, building all the way up to driver. You've got to think, right? Most of us find this the hardest club in the bag to hit. So why do we have that urge to want to go down to it and hit it before we've even started to groove our swing? So tip number 4 is don't go straight for this. Let's work our way through the bag, starting with some wedges and then building all the way into our irons to driver. The final one on our list. Now, what I'm about to say may sound, I guess, strange would be the word for most of us. Don't hit too many golf balls. And let me tell you why. Just stick around for this. Let me tell you why. Because if you think, most of us probably going to go and buy 100 balls, let's say. We start off quite good. We're excited to be there. We start working on a few things. Our performance stays good. So we're happy. Now, as soon as we get tired, our performance starts to drop. Therefore, our interest then starts to drop. And therefore, our range session ends in an absolute travesty. Our performance falls off a cliff. We want to leave a range session going, boom, you know what, I want more, because then we feel like we've had something worthwhile. This is something that me and Tom used to use all the time when practicing before a tournament on the European Tour. So I want you to make me a promise here, and actually, well, I'm going to save you some readies. That's money, if you're not from the UK. Okay, because I want you to only buy 50 balls, but work through it in 5-ball sets, work through it smart. Don't work hard, work smart. Sometimes that does mean working hard as well, but my point is don't over practice. This winter period can be a long period, so keeping our interest in short sessions, especially when it's cold, is definitely the way to go. So thank you for watching today's video. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one and you're going to take these simple tips to your next range session. Don't make these mistakes. If you did enjoy the video, please do hit that thumbs up button and of course smash that subscribe button and become a member of this team.